Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to all of you. On behalf of Abdullah Patel English High School and DRT Junior College, I welcome all of you for our virtual classes of our subject English. Dear students, we have already started by our lectures through videos, and we have completed by our writing skills, that is expansion of idea and blog writing. We have also completed by explanation of cherry tree. In this video, I am going to give you and explain you the answers of cherry tree, that is the icebreakers and brainstorming activities of test book. So moving further, before starting by the cherry tree, I would like to again have a revision of cherry tree, that what we have studied. Cherry tree is a poem written by Ruskin Bond. I hope you have understood the poem very nicely. Now I am giving you the detailed explanation of the poem. The poem Cherry Tree is an expression of the poet Ruskin Bond. Happiness and excitement for a cherry plant whose seed he planted 8 years ago. The reason was very simple. He just wanted to have a tree of his own. The poet wondered how nature had its own way of taking care of itself, fighting against all odds. Maybe whatever the problems it have to see. Of course, he had watered it once but had forgotten to take regular care of it. In spite of not getting any special attention in summer season, by the end of play, as he was a child, so he forgot. Right? So the poet saw that a small cherry sapling, just 5 months old, was peeping out of the ground. In fact, it was struggling to make itself visible among the tall grasses all around it. The small and weak cherry plant was open to many external dangers like goat eating its leaf, the grass cutters' blades mercilessly splitting it apart. As if this was not enough torture on it, a tender steam boldly fought the heat-heavy monsoon. But a cherry tree was a survivor, and the poet felt proud to announce that he watched the growth of 3 new shoots facing all adversities. The young plant continued its struggle against all odds to show its violent urge to push upward to get the basic necessity of its life. What are the basic necessities? What a plant required? Yes, light, air and sun. These are the 3 basic necessities what a plant need to grow. So the poet enjoyed waiting and watching how the small cherry plant got its natural nourishment from rain and maintains its miraculous growth with the passage of time. Now, after watching this, what happened? One time came then that the poet had to say goodbye to his favorite cherry tree, what he has planted, as he had to go. He had to move from one place to another. From where? He had to go to Kashmir to spend his season. Vacation was going on, so he wanted to spend his vacation at Kashmir. Okay, so he had to say goodbye to his favorite cherry tree on which he was doing the observation. When he returned, he was thinner as his health was troubling him, but he was rejuvenated on seeing 6 feet high cherry tree at his door. To his utter disbelief, he could see a small dark berry fruit hanging from a branch. It was just a matter of year, but he could feel the joy of seeing small, pink, tender and fragile berries blooming all over the tree. They were so delicate that they could fall at the slightest stir from even a mere breath or a soft wind. In his sheer delight, the poet was lying on the grass to observe his cherry tree, as he was very happy. So he wanted to see from all the angles how the cherries is looking. Okay, so he just lay down on the earth and he just saw he was taking the pleasure that he has planted a tree. Through the gap of its leaf, he was staring at the blue sky, enjoying the seed eating songbirds flying in and out of the tree, and the happy bees drinking nectar from the blooms. Nectar means the sweet juice of the cherries. Okay, so nectar from the blooms. Time passed smoothly in pride and enjoyment of creating a life that was standing strong in front of his eyes. The sun sang and became dark. Means now it is night. Now it was turn for the stars to be watched. Means from whole day he was just seeing. He was so much happy that he forgot each and everything. No water, no food, nothing at all. He was just seeing. He just want to stare those cherries. The guest on his tree also changed. He heard the sound of moths and the musical sound of the crickets. In the company of nature, the poet appreciated his own creation, the small cherry plant that grew into a graceful cherry tree over a span of 8 years. He felt proud and fortunate to be associated with this process of growth. Thus, the poem Cherry Tree is a poet's thought about the participation of nature in the struggle for survival of each living object, to fight against all negativities in onward journey of life and be a winner at last. So this is what the poem reveals, what the poet actually want to convey message to our youths. Okay, now we will start by our cherry tree icebreakers of our textbook. I hope you people are having your textbook with you. Just open. See, icebreaker, the very first question is trees are revered because, means respected. Trees are having respect because. Why we respect? Because they give us joy. This is the answer given by already written in your textbook. More 4 you have to do. So what can be? So trees fulfill our basic need. That's why they are respected. They make the air clean, so as we can inhale a clean, purified air. They provide fruits to us, medicines, and also so many useful things that can be achieved from tree. It is very difficult for us to live without tree. Means if there is no tree, so we cannot live. No tree, no human beings, no life. Moving further, more expanded form, you can write like this also. They give us food, medicine, wood, and many more things. They provide shade and shelter to fauna. They absorb toxic carbon dioxide and make the air clean. They prevent soil erosion and help rain cloud formation. Okay, if you are having any other points related to this, so you can add those points also. Okay, it's all depend on you what you are writing, but it should be to the content. Okay, moving further to the next question. See, here the question is given. Column A shows you involvement in growing a tree, how much efforts we are putting while we are growing a tree, as well as the stages in the life of a tree. Column B shows the feeling you experience at all the stages while the tree is growing. So we have to match this thing properly. So in column A, we are having you planted a sapling. Okay, first stage is that we are sapling. The plant is sapling. Sapling is been planted by us. Then what we will do? We will water the plant, right? Then what we will do? What we will see? So you will see that the shoots are coming for the first time. That will be the most happiest moment for you people. Then you fence the plant. Then the plant gradually saw lush green leaves grow on it. Then the tree had buds too. Then birds made a nest on the tree, which was fully grown and laden with flowers. Now it is finally a nest for the, or a house for the birds also. So this thing has to be mentioned over here. The column B is the answer for it. You planted a sapling. So your answer will be you wanted to make a humble beginning, right? You watered the plant. So your answer will be your motive was to protect it. When you are watering, what is it means that you want to protect that plant. You saw the shoot for the first time. At that time, what will be your reaction? So you gave a feeling of joy to see the promising future to the plant. You fence the plant. So you care for it. That's why you have fenced. The plant gradually saw lush green leaves grow on it. The color symbolizing life, gave you a feeling of hope. The tree had birds too. So this will be the new experience brought excitement to you. Bird made a nest on the tree which was fully grown and laden with flowers. So here you are very happy and satisfied finally now, because you experience what you had often heard, that small beginning can lead to great achievements, right? So here are the answers. I hope the slides is visible to you people. See here the answer also I have written to you. Take a screenshot if possible. You have to do this in your notebooks, okay? Here we have completed by our icebreakers, starting by our textual questions. The thought which promoted the poet to plant the cherry tree. So the thought which promoted the poet to plant the cherry tree was to have a tree of his own. This was the main thing, that I want my own tree. This was the thought which has provoked him. Second, the threats to the cherry saplings were. What were the threats? What were the danger for the tree? So the threats to the cherry saplings were goats who can eat those saplings. Grass cutters, they can cut it. Monsoon, means if there is more monsoon, water will come, so sapling will die away, right? So these were the three threats for the cherry sapling. Next, state whether the following statements are true or false and correct a false statement. They destroyed the cherry tree. So this is the false. They damage, actually the correct statement will be, they damaged the cherry sapling but could not destroy it as it had a violent urge to move ahead. Second, the cherry tree had an instinct to survive. This is true. So there will be no reason. Third, the blossoms are fragile. Answer is true. Fourth, the poet felt richer because. The poet felt richer because he had a 6 feet high cherry tree of his own at his door. Here the answer, fourth answer. Okay, the poet felt richer because. So this is the question. This is not our true or false. Okay, this is the fourth question. The poet felt richer because the poet felt richer as he had a 6 feet high cherry tree of his own at his door. Fifth, the beneficiaries of the cherry tree are. So the finches, that is the seed-eating songbirds, the bees who drank nectar from each bloom, the monarchs who took shelter in the tree, the singing crickets who took shelter in the tree. Of course, the poet himself, who claims to be the owner of the tree, provides enjoyment for himself well as other beneficiaries. Starting by our brainstorming activities. A1. Find proof from the poem for the following. 4 have been given to us. The poet had mentioned different season. The poet minute observation of the steady growth of the cherry tree. The color imagery in the poem. The struggle of the cherry tree for survival. So we have to show the proof of it. So here it is. A. And suddenly that summer near the end of May, next spring I watched 3 new shoots grow a monsoon blight. This is the proof for A. The poet has mentioned different season. Okay. The poet minute observation of the steady growth of the cherry tree. So here the answer will be, it was very small, 5 months child. I watched the tree, new shoots grow, 6 feet high, my own dark cherry. See the color imagery in the poem. My own dark cherry, there were blossoms, small, pink, fragile, quick to fall, blind sky. The struggle of the cherry tree for survival. Lost in the tall grass running wild, goats ate the leaves, the grass cutters split it apart, a monsoon blight, the young struggle. Next, we have to, there is a true or false statement. You have to correct the false statement by finding evidences from the poem to support your remark. The cherry tree did not take long to grow. Here, the first answer is false. The reason, the correct statement will be, the cherry tree took 8 years to grow. Next, birds and insects were benefited from the tree. Answer is true, so there will be no reason. The poet was exalted at the sight of the cherry tree. So answer is true. The poem has an underlying message about the importance of tree. Yes, it has. So answer is true. Next, the poet repents planting the cherry tree. Answer is false. And the correct statement for this will be the poet does not repent planting cherry tree. The poet get immense joy planting a cherry tree. Next, A2, discuss in group reason, consequences or effects. 2 are given to you. The life of the cherry tree was threatened. The cherry blossomed. So the first answer is the cherry plant faced many problems. It was surrounded by wild grass. The grass cutter did not notice it. Goat ate the leaves of cherry tree. The cherry plant struggle had to survive and became a beautiful tree. This is the shortcuts, only the important points I have highlighted in my letter or at the end of the video you can get the answers in detail. Okay, took those answers in your notebook. This is just helping hand for you people, just in for explanation part. Okay. Next, the cherry blossom. The cherry plant survived and became 6 feet high. The blossom shows that the tree was fully grown. Next, a small thought put in action lead to a great achievement. Pick out the lines from the beginning and end of the poem and explain their significance. Significance means importance. The poet's small action of sowing cherry tree in the grass resulted in a great achievement. At the beginning of the poem, the poet says, I place my cherry seeds in the grass. After a few years, the cherry plant becomes a beautiful cherry tree. The poet wonders, praised nights and star and tree, that small, the cherry grown by me. A small beginning resulted in a great achievement. Next, the cherry tree had inspired a poet to compose the poem. Such poems describing nature or aspect of nature are called nature poem. Find out some expression from the poem that brings out the elements of beauty of nature. As I already said, this is just for explanation part. Do not copy the answers from this. Further, there will be the answer given to you. Okay, and at the end of this video you will get the detailed answer. Copy those answer. Okay, this is just for explanation part. Okay, so here the inspiring things, the expression shows that the element of beauty which is describing nature's beauty is the tall grass running wild, the slender stem blossom is small, pink, fragile, the slippest breeze, the sun sang swiftly, the finches as they flew singing cricket. Okay. Next, you are having poetic device or figure of speech. Here you have to read the line whatever the textbook has given to you. Pink, fragile, quick to fall. Notice the arrangement of the word in the line. You have to see what is this. This figure of speech is climax. So likewise, you have to find out the other expressions also. For example, here the examples are given are alliteration, antithesis and personification. So the example for alliteration is a green growing pain the sun sang. Here see GG, okay, and SS. The letters are repeating. So this is alliteration. Moving further, antithesis. Antithesis means the opposite ideas are there. So came back thinner, rather poor, but richer by the cherry tree at my door. Poor and richer are the two opposite words. Okay, so this is an example of antithesis. Moving further, personification. Personification means where human activities is given to some non-living being. For example, see here, it was very small, 5 months child singing crickets. 5 month child means a plant, a sapling is compared to a human being, a child of human. Okay, so here this example is of example of personification. Now A5, cherry tree is a narrative poem. Features that make it narrative poem are given below. Justify them with proper example. Answer is given at the end of the video. You have to watch full video for the answers. Okay. Next is compose 8 to 10 lines, narrate any incident in your life without using any rhyming pattern. This question is homework for you people. You have to write any of the incident that happened with you. Okay, only 8 to 10 lines, not more than that. Just do in your notebook. No giving of screenshots to me. Okay. Next, write an appreciation of the poem considering the following points. You are having about the poem, poet and title, theme, summary, gist of the poem, poetic style, special features, message, your opinion about the poem. So here you are having the answer of it. About the poem you have to write what was the poem about, who was the author. Author was Ruskin Bond. He has written many stories and poems. Cherry Tree is a poem struggling against adversity. The poet motivates us to fight against the adverse condition in life. Okay. Likewise you have to write. Take a screenshot of it so you can easily write down in your notebook. Then second question was the theme of the poem, what the poem was to indicating us. Okay, what it has shown that which the tree which is had planted 8 years ago. The poet described how the cherry plant become a tree. From a plant it has grown up to a tree. He also described the blossom of cherry and the grown up tree which gave him immense joy to the poet. Okay, then the third is the language and poetic device. Here, the cherry tree is a narrative poem. The poet narrates the growth of the cherry tree. There are many run-on lines. At the end of the line, the sentence does not end. The poet has used very simple language in the poem. Okay, and the poem was having figure of speech like alliteration, antithesis, personification, climax to make the poem more attractive. Then special features. Here the entire poem Cherry Tree is a simple story in a poetic form. The poet narrates the story of cherry tree and the feeling of his joyness, thus indicating the actual nature of the poem, what a poem want to give the message to us. Then fifth, message and the moral in the poem. The poem teaches a lot of things to the readers. The poem gives the message of struggle to achieve a goal. If there is a set goal, so we have to achieve. If there is a failure in starting, it doesn't mean that we have to leave that goal. We still have to struggle for to achieve our goal. Okay, so this was the message given by the poem. Then next, opinion. What is the opinion? So in my opinion about the poem, I enjoyed the poem Cherry Tree because the tree is personified in the poem. Really the trees are our best friend and relatives. We should take care of trees like our own children. The poem gives the message of the protection of environment. By learning this poem, I learned to admire nature and to love all living beings. Okay. Moving further to the next question, write a summary of the poem using the following points: title, introductory paragraph, main body and conclusion. This will be the homework for you people. A6 is also homework for you people. Okay. Now see, as I have already said in starting of the video when we have started by the brainstorming activity, I have just explained you that was just a helping hand for you people for understanding. Okay, here we start by the answers. You can take the screenshot of it. A1, the poet had mentioned different seasons, so you can take a screenshot to write the answer. The poet minute observation of steady growth of the cherry tree. See, the tree has been given to you. The color imagery in the poem, green, pink and blue. Then the struggle of the cherry tree for survival. See here, 4 points have been given to you. Next, this is the true or false. Already we have done. False will be having the reasons. Discuss the reason, consequence, effect. The life of the cherry tree was threatened. I already explained you earlier. Just take a screenshot of it and copy down in your notebook. Try to understand it and then copy in your notebook. Okay. The cherry blossom. See, it was only 2 line when I have explained you over there. It was only 2 line answer. Here it is full paragraph. Okay. So you have to copy this answer. A small thought put in action lead to a great achievement. Pick out the lines from the beginning and end of the poem and explain their significance. Significance means important. You have to show the importance over here, okay? The cherry tree had inspired a poet to compose the poem. Such poems describing nature or aspect of nature are called nature poem. Find out some expression from the poem that bring out elements of beauty of nature. So see, 4 has been given to you. Just take a screenshot. See, we have already done the figure of speech also. So this is the example of a climax. Your personal response. See, state in about 50 words your worries about cutting off tree for human habitation. Suggest at least one solution. So this is homework for you. You can write in your own words also. I have just given helping hand. I understand the necessity of providing place for typing mistake, for human habitation, but at the same time I am worried about cutting off tree compulsory for that purpose, which is one of the main causes environmental pollution. My suggestion is to make it compulsory for all housing society to plant trees to get no objection certificate, that is NOC. So you can write in your own words also what are your suggestions. Now see, poetic creativity without using any rhyming pattern. Write a poem of 4 lines about your enjoyment in the company of your friends. Here see, the example of alliteration has been given to you. Earlier I have given you only one example. Here you are having total 6 examples related to alliteration. Next is antithesis. Next is personification. Here see, you are having total 7 different lines of examples related to personification. Next is true word appreciation. Cherry tree is a narrative poem. Features that make it a narrative poem are given below. Justify them with proper examples. Just take a screenshot of it. Write an appreciation of the poem. So here we have completed by our brainstorming activity. Thank you so much. Stay at home, stay safe, keep watching the videos. Good luck to all of you.